So let's look at some individual risk factors. One, genetic vulnerabilities. There are people who, by their genetic encoding, are more predisposed to certain things. Right? Praise the name of the Lord. I hope you heard what I said. Two people can attempt to use a drug and they use it. One can hate it on the spot and the other one wants a second use on that spot. There's a genetics to it. Because some people are more excitable. Some people want more excitement than others. You see my wife? Even when I drive speed, it's too much excitement. So she can't use. But you see me, if they know who me, I feel use. Am I making sense to you? Because you want excitement. You want something that, let's just... So there are people who have a genetic predisposition to it. Don't rule that out. And that's why we talk about the place of compassion. I hope you know there are people who are emotionally weak. And when they are confronted with difficult situations, they can't cope. But there are some people, no matter what you are doing, life continues. So a person who is weak will be looking for an escape from reality. That person who is weak, did they choose to be weak? No. There's a genetics to what they are experiencing. Yes, man is a product of nature and nurture. Your nature is your genetic encoding. Your nurture is the environment and how you were raised. I mean, I've said it here once or twice, we laugh about it. When we were rolling tire on the streets, you fought. People older than you, people younger than you. When they do anyhow, you come out shit. You learned how to... I recall when I first went to secondary school. As I got to boarding house from one, first day, one boy my size, come here, you fag. I do like say I no hear him. Say, kneel down there. Me. Now fight with the fight where I come from now. What is kneel down? Say, I can't remember when I was in Form 1. He's a guy from 2 boy. Form 2, first semester, first term in his Form 2, first day on his first term. And he has forgotten when he was in Form 1. Kneel down there. As he approached me, the slap he collected, Oh boy. As I weaved him the slap, then I saw all his guys coming out, and I knew there's something wrong somewhere. As a street boy, I moved. Who is with me? And they all came after me. Because I ran into my room in the hostel. Miraculously, my college father was sitting in his corner. As I ran in, they all ran after me. All of you just run under the bed. Run under the bed. So they all ran under his bed. Then me, I can't lie down on my bed. You know that guy and I settled our matter as married men. I'm not joking. He refused to let go. Because by the time I got to, he was our neighbor in Warri, if you remember him. That chief that used to carry mopo everywhere. I don't want to mention names. In my Form 2, they now put all of us on the same table in the dining hall. And my college father had left the school. So as I got to the table, hey, I saw him. He was just doing like this. Like, you know when they serve you dinner? Somebody said, it was Luca Brasi that said revenge is like a meal, best served when cold. He was tapping this. So I was wondering how I'm going to manage this crisis. There's a certain time they close the dining hall door. So they've already closed it. So, well, we'll survive. That's what I was saying to myself. And then the door opened. And somebody just walked in, my college father. He came back for A-levels. He walked, pow, pow, and came to our table and sat. He was also on the same table. Then I began to tap too. You see, there is a God in heaven. God didn't start loving me today. Praise the name of the Lord. But what am I trying to say to you? You learned to survive in the streets. When I got to University of Benin, I was 16 years, 16. I had 7 naira in my pocket, no accommodation, no notebook, no nothing. But I said to myself, I know the school, we will go now. I asked somebody, where is the most popular place on this campus? He said, so in Hall 2, common room. I went there and I stood outside. In my heart, I said, in the next 1 or 2 hours, somebody who knows me must pass here. And I stood there. It wasn't 30 minutes. After we healed, I said, but I'm not going to go still. No, come. And that's how my journey started on campus. How can I now say something happened to me and my mental health? I have mental head. Are we together? So there is that place of strength on the inside. But not all of us are like that. That's what I'm trying to establish. All right? 2. Personality traits, temperaments. Some people are more impulsive than others. I've got 2 sons. One of them is more impulsive than the other one. He likes excitement. When we went to a place, Ferrari World in Abu Dhabi, they had this, what do you call them again? Those rides, roller coasters, traveling at 120 kilometers per hour and spinning you in the air and upside down. He convinced me to go with him. As the thing was flying, his hands were up. He was shouting, yeah. Me, I just heard it and closed my eyes. As we came down, he wanted to go to the one that goes at 200 kilometers per hour. I said, when you are old enough and you can pay for yourself, go. See me? I know they go again. Because he loves excitement. I don't like it. But that's who he is. I used to have a daughter in the Lord. My wife knows her. She went to do skydiving. Jumped out from an airplane. And her parachute did not open. Her first jump. But thank God that they normally go with like a coach. The guy went for her, held her, and opened her parachute as they were dropping. One would have thought she would never go again. She went back. I don't know if I'm making sense to you. Her parents had to go and call her grandmother. It was her grandmother that said, you want to kill me? How can I be jumping and you are dying? But you see, beloved, that's impulsivity. People want to seek sensation. There are people who are like that. They go and look for crocodile inside water. Don't you see it? I am the only one seeing it. No, they look for all kinds. Some people go and hold snake. What are they looking for? Sensation. And there are people who have difficulty managing negative emotions. I hope you know emotions can be a child doesn't feel loved by their parent. I hope you know that. Parents are quarreling and they break up. It can shatter children. Some children may survive and move on. Some others are that they are done for life. We can go on and on. All these are things that expose people. That's the personality side of it. So you may see 2 children born by the same parents, experience the same trauma. One continues life, the other one is done. That's what we're talking about. And that's why parents, please, I beg you, create an environment of love and assurance because it helps the formation of your children's mind. And that's why I keep encouraging young parents. I've passed that stage by the grace of God. Don't give your children devices until their brains are formed. 5 years is the recommended minimum age for them to get access to devices. You start at 2, you are messing your child up by yourself unknowingly. In your heart, now love. Keep loving. Keep loving. Because screen is also an addiction. I hope you know that. And when you see some children, go search internet, you see it. 2-year-old children, take device away from them. See the tantrum they throw. And go and look at the tantrum being thrown by heroin addict. There's no difference. It's just the energy level. At their own level, they don't have enough strength. But it's the same tantrum they throw. So you have a role to play in protecting your children from addiction. All right? Negative life events. We've talked about that a bit. Early traumas. It can be abuse, physical, emotional, sexual. Does it happen? Yes. I've met people, counseling room, that have been so badly abused. I met a lady once after a few sessions with her. She sent me a message, said, "You are the first man I can call dad in my life. You are the first person I can call dad. My father was not there for me. I was being messed up right, left, and center. He didn't know what was going on around me." Praise the name of the Lord. Why am I saying this to you? Please, all those words you use on your children, curtail the words. I'm not saying when your child is wrong, you are a star. No. Tell the child you have not done well. And tell them that there are consequences for not doing well. Neglect, separations, loss of attachment figures. How many of you know that you can have 3 children, one of your children is attached to a sibling? And that sibling is their alter ego, their role model. Anything that one does, they just wait for their turn. When their turn comes, they do. They must do. So when that kind of a person, God forbid, dies, it can shatter the one who is looking up to him or her. I was talking to a young man, "How did you get involved in drugs?" He said, my older sister died. I believe it was a suicide. And that's where my mess started from. So please, guys, understand this and provide safety nets for your children. Let's look at another risk factor, family and social environment. Parental attitude to drug use. Parental attitude to vices. You send your son, "Go and buy me Gouda and Benson." And you say to the child, "Smoking is not good. Don't smoke, don't drink." But he's the one buying Gouda for you. Come on now. You are a joker. Do you think that child will smoke? Some stubs you leave, the child will start practicing with it. Next thing, if he can't find, he will roll paper. Go to the back and light it. How many of you rolled paper here? Thank you for being honest. And it will start with paper, then they start putting grass inside the paper. And then they now finally find cannabis to replace the grass. Right? Lack of parental supervision. Please, house helps are good if you can afford them, but don't leave your children to be raised by help. Be present. What did I say? Be present. There is something it does, a bonding, an attachment. You should be able to take off your child's clothes to bath your child and see whether there's something different from the last time you bathed that child. Am I correct? It's called supervision. Look after your children. Not your children come out with you, they have not taken their bath. What kind of a parent are you? So there's a need for that kind of care. It does help, all right? Inconsistent parenting. Today you are all lovey-lovey, tomorrow you are totally absent. It doesn't work. Consistency is a thread that builds a foundation for your children. Are you with me? When they see a consistency to you and a dependability to you, they also become dependable. It becomes a good vice to follow. So you must be consistent in your practice as a parent. Peer influence. You must teach your children how to resist peer influence, especially when they are at the adolescent stage. Many people who got themselves involved in such nonsense got into it in the adolescence of their lives. Am I saying adults don't get into it? They do. But very many of them is from adolescence. Wrong friends, wrong company, and then they get exposed. Is it wrong to know the friends of your children? It's not. When my children mention a name for a very long time, as parents, we seek to know the parents of that child. We must look for a way to know who your parents are. Let's know whether the values are in tandem or not. Oh, you are going for a play date. You can't go with transport now. We will take you there. We will enter the house. We will greet their parents. Is there anything wrong with greeting you? But it's espionage. We are spying. You get that the TV go big for the parlor, I'll tell that child, don't go there again. For those big TV, it's 419 people that have them. You want to doubt me? Let's go round. No man works for money and puts TV screen like this in his house. No man. I can tell you that for free. But you see, the 419, they needed to play you the next while. Wow. So when they say there's a contract of 3 billion, just need you to bring 100 million. You have contract of 3 billion, it's only 100 million you need from me. Something is wrong with that contract. And then they tell you, once you bring 100 million, by the time the contract comes out, in 3 weeks' time, you have 500 million. Kai! You're not first to go to Costa Rica. How much you said that Range Rover again? It says 350 million. You carry 100 million. That 100 million will first buy the next furniture in that house before the rest will start. Are we together? You need to be sure of what it is. I talked about social inequalities already, right? And I put it there that unemployed people are more exposed to stress factors. How many of you know that jobless people are the most likely to drink and get drunk? How many of you know that? They're trying to run away from their reality. So they go and sit down. If money no day, Maya go there. And you know the interesting thing? People will buy you drink worth 10,000. They won't give you that 10,000 to give your children food. Who is with me? And then when you're coming back, you hold one bottle, you dance to this side. Your wife will just look at you and then say, you don't know I'm the head of this house. I will struggling headship with you. Just behave like head. Are we together? So, they have less access to protective resources. Resources like education. I hope you know that there are people who will walk past this church, see all the cars parked here and walk on. Because they just have this mental notion that if they come here, they will oppress them. Can I say that to you again? They will walk past, they will walk on. But you need to understand that if you want to break out, join the company of people who have broken out. You cannot be a big fish in a small pond and think you are doing something. But that's the mentality of people who are disadvantaged. They look for people who are more disadvantaged than them, make them their friends, then they become Lord. Odogu. All of you have not eaten. But you can buy Coke and bread, then they all hail you. Why don't you go to people who are going to Michael Garden? And then they are talking about it. You can salivate. One day they may take you there. Then that taking you there can trigger a desire in you that you fuel your pursuit of a breakthrough. I can tell you what fueled my pursuit. When I was in secondary school, my classmates will come back. Some will hold different things. British Caledonian. Who knows British Caledonian? Only a few people will know it. It used to be a British airline, national carrier, British Caledonian. They will bring this one. They used to cover eye, toothbrush, and all of that. I'm like, What's my father doing? Because they didn't go by themselves. Somebody, yes, and some were flying business class. But it was when I started flying, I realized that those kids came from business class. You don't fly economy and get it. Well, how much did you? Economy is popular side. Right?